Hey YouTube, what's going on? What we have today is a comparison between three keychain flashlights, the Olight i1R2, the Nitecore Tiki, and the Wuben G2 flashlight. And you may be wondering, why are we only doing three keychain flashlights when there's so many different ones out there to look at? And it's because what we're actually looking at today is not so much the detailed specifications of each light, but more so to look at the fact that there's three different subcategories in the keychain flashlight category. We have the very simple basic keychain flashlight, and we have a keychain flashlight that has tons of features for the light, and we have a keychain flashlight that has tons of features for the actual, I guess you'd call it the body of the light, or just accessories, or whatever you want to call it on the light. They're just three different types, so that's what I wanted to look at. All three of these run around the same price tag. They all run around $20 new. So here we have the Olight i1R2 Pro, I think is what it's called. It says iMorse on it. Basically every 3 to 6 months, maybe it's holidays, I'm really not sure what it is. But every now and again, Olight sends out an email to existing customers that you can get another one of these lights, and it's always called something different, and it's in a different color with a different pattern, but it's all the same actual light. It's the i1R2 Pro, I believe is what it's called. So it's just that same light, same features on it, it's just that the tube changes, that's it. And so this is actually what my wife was carrying most recently, and she's still carrying an i1R2 Pro, but she just got the blue one, and so now this one is mine because the iMorse is actually my favorite version of this, with the little Morse code in the gray color. I think it looks great. But anyways, here's what I want to show is the simple functions of this. So we have, if you twist it to the right, it pops out the USB-C charging port. So really basic, simple charging. Then we twist it the other way, tighten it back on. Okay, but now that it's tightened, as I continue to twist, it would be the back to the right or the head to the left, however you want to look at it. But eventually, once you twist that, it turns on the low mode. Okay, continue to twist, and then it turns on the high mode. It's just that simple. There's a high mode, there's a low mode, an off mode, and then you continue to twist to charge. That's it. Really simple. It's still fairly lightweight, although I'd say it's a little bit heavier than these guys, especially heavier than the middle one, but still fairly lightweight. Nice little easy to look at beam. It does what it's supposed to do. You see in the back, off, low, high. Really basic, really simple. Here with the Nitecore Tiki, very, very lightweight. As you can see, just overall pretty small. But you click it once and it does absolutely nothing. So this one you have to actually click. And just consider, I want to just think about one thing. All three of these lights are considered keychain flashlights. So imagine that these are all hanging from your set of keys. Some people only have a couple keys on there, some people have a whole bunch of stuff, but pretend that this is your set of keys and these are all swinging and banging around, you know? So these are what's on your keychain. Do you want this light on your keychain? So anyways, the Nitecore Tiki, so you have to pull, while you got this attached to your keys, you've got to come out and find the button and press it. But when you press it once, it does nothing. As you can see though, I pressed it twice and I turned it on. Turns into low mode, and then I can press it again each time to switch between the lowest mode, 3, 4. So eco mode, low, medium, high. And that's that. And then I hold it down to turn it off. Or you can hold it down for momentary mode. I actually think that that's a very neat feature. Having momentary, especially since they have a 2-click, basically auto lockout feature, having momentary is pretty nice. Okay, but then it doesn't stop there. Let's turn the light back on. So we're on that eco mode. I'm going to press it 3 times. Oh, I'm sorry. We need to do this from off. I'm going to press it 3 times instead of 2. So instead of turning it on, I'm going to press it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Nothing? Okay. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. There we go. I just turned on an ultraviolet light. It's very faint. It's basically like an eco mode for an ultraviolet light. And then I can press to click through the features. So there's ultraviolet, and then there's just a general flashlight from the tube. I guess if you want to stand it up and use it almost kind of like a diffuser in a way, except it's still coming out from one direction. And then you can press it again for a I don't know if that's bike mode or SOS mode or what you'd call that. But anyway, so you got ultraviolet on here. None of these other ones have that. I don't really know of many other keychain flashlights that do offer ultraviolet, but I will say I've attempted to use it, and though I can make some stuff out, very difficult. It's very faint. It's not great. It's better than nothing, I guess, if you really need one. But yeah, so anyways, I'm going to now hold it down, and then if I double click, I go back into the normal modes. So this one has the most features as far as what you can do with the lights, being that it has an auto lockout, it has a momentary mode, you can switch between the modes, but then also you can switch to an ultraviolet and then just a general emitter off the body of the light, and having some type of strobe mode, whatever that's for. So it's definitely a very interesting one, and it's very, very lightweight. And then you have the Wuben G2. And this is one thing I want to remind you. So these are on your keychain smacking around, right? These ones, the reflector is off the end of the tube. So as they're smacking around, it's never hitting that reflector. But on this one, it's going to smack around and hit that reflector on your keychain. It's going to smack into some other keys. I think that that's a little bit odd. I think that what they were going for in this, and I covered this in the unboxing video, because this is very weird to hold. So as I'm using this light, it's very strange to hold it like this. I found that I keep losing my grip on it. And I think the reason that they put it on the side like this is because they intend that way. Okay, they intend for you to use the magnetic bottom and to be able to stick this to something, and you use it kind of like as you would like a 90-degree light. So I think their goal with this is for people that need a magnetic light in most circumstances off their keychain. So I don't think that this is necessarily a general purpose EDC light or a general purpose keychain light as much as these two are. This is more of, you're going to need a magnetic base most of the time, because it does get a little bit weird doing it like that. Okay, so anyways, beyond that though, it's got by far the biggest reflector of the 3 of these. It's got the brightest emitter. It also has a clip that comes with it if you want to just stick it in your pocket, and then you have a tiny pocket flashlight, also USB-C recharging, which I forgot to show on this one. This one has a tiny little USB. I believe that's micro USB though, whereas these two are USB-C. Anywho, this one though, you press it once, it does nothing as well. If you hold it down, that's where you turn it on. But instead of clicking through it, and you can see the little battery indicator as well, that's pretty nice. You hold it down to switch between its modes. And that's pretty much that, and you click it to turn it off. So there's not really a whole lot of functions you can do with the light, but the fact that it comes with a clip, and the fact that it's got a magnetic base, and that it's just uniquely shaped, and it's meant for a little bit of different purposes, I think that this is kind of its own subcategory of extra features that you can have just on the general body of the light, whereas there's no extra features whatsoever on this. It's just simply a twist and go. And then of course this one doesn't have really any extra features on the body, but it has tons of extra features as far as what you can do with the light. So I want to get this video wrapped up here. And basically I just wanted to show you the difference of three kind of different subcategories. I recommend all three of them. I think all three are good. I will say the Nitecore and the Wuben though, I've had issues with both of these with the battery draining itself while off. I got the Wuben replaced. The Nitecore I did not get replaced. And this is the reason my wife no longer carries this, because she did use this one all the time, but she no longer carries it because the battery just drains like 2 weeks after charging it, and even if she doesn't use it, it's dead. I had the same issue with the Wuben. Customer service sent me a new one, and that got taken care of. I've never had any issues with the Olights of any of the i2Rs that we have, and we try to get the different ones as they release the different versions. But to me, this is my go-to for a keychain flashlight because of the simplicity. And I'm gonna conclude this video where I'll probably walk around one of my rooms as it gets late tonight and just kind of show you, because usually if you're using a keychain flashlight, you're inside probably, or you're using it a little bit more close up, so to show you a little bit of the difference of the beams. But the simplicity of when this is on my keys and it's dark and I've got stuff in my hands and I'm just trying to get a light on the go that I know that I can just twist it and go and be done with it. However, I think both the Nitecore Tiki and the Wuben G2 have their purposes as well, and all three are good. So just wanted to show you a difference of three different subcategories of the keychain light, kind of compare and see what they look like, and I'll show you some beam shots at the end. Thanks. All right, y'all. So I'm out here in a pretty common scenario for me. And it's where I go to walk into the house from the garage. It's pitch black in the room in between the garage and the house. So what do? I pull out the keychain light, and so we're going to look at what each flashlight looks like in this room. So first I'm going to start off with the Olight i1R or the i1R Pro. And I will say it is a little bit weird to get used to doing it with one hand, but here we are. I'm going to put it in low mode. And so this is, I think, more than likely what anybody's going to need a keychain flashlight for, is to get, around a small area. So as you can see in low mode, I can see really well. It's got a nice defined hotspot. Now let's put this in high mode. There we go. All right, and as you can see, I'm lighting up a ton of room out of this tiny little light. So this does absolutely everything I could need with a nice bright hot spot. So really, really great, and it's pretty simple. And basically you just gotta twist that and I'm done. All right, so now let's move on to the Nitecore Tiki. So I'm currently trying to find the button. There it is. All right, so we gotta double click that. All right, so immediately puts us in low mode. It's okay. Not great if I'm wanting to get across the room. Let's get in a little bit higher mode. And there we go. That's plenty to be able to walk across the room to get, from the garage to the house, whatever. And then we have even higher. And then the highest mode. So we had eco, low, medium, and high there. So as you can see, plenty bright enough, just like the Olight. And not only that, but it even lights up once you get it on a brighter version. I think it's only on low, medium, and high. Yeah, so it goes, it's almost a little bit visible on eco, but low mode, it lights up and it stays on from low, medium, and high. So I can easily now see the button and I can see the flashlight. And if I drop it, it's on the ground, it's easy for me to find. And then while we have it on here, actually, let's go ahead and turn it off and go into ultraviolet mode. And so you can see, like I said, very, very dim. It's better than nothing, but not great. And then let's put it in its tube mode, which is plenty. Like I said, I think it's more for just standing up if you're out somewhere and you need to stand it up somewhere. And then your strobe mode. All right. And then let's move on to the Wuben G2. So I've got that in hand now. I've got to hold it down. All right, so now we're in the eco mode with the G2. And here in person, I'll tell you, that really does have a really nice tint to it, even in that lower mode. We're gonna hold it down and go, and as you can see, plenty bright enough there, even brighter. Okay, there's our eco. I think we might have started in low mode. So let's go back up to that high mode. Still a little bit weird to hold, like I said, but that high mode definitely really lights up the room as far as what I need. I mean, this is more than plenty to get across the room here. So I just wanted you guys to be able to see that what these lights can do and how great they are for a keychain light, the different options as far as 3 different subcategories of flashlight. There's plenty to work with here, plenty of light. I recommend all 3 of them, but just wanted to show you a quick comparison. Thanks for watching.